All right, it's that time again. March Madness, college basketball. And this is actually the first college basketball show that we've had for March. But we have promised that we are going to have a ton of content between now and the Final Four. Marc Lawrence of PlaybookSports.com is going to join me tomorrow. So we'll get some more expert analysis with Mark. But of course, as we have talked about before, ending the college football season, with Rutgers, we promised that we were going to have Richie Schnyderite on, our resident Rutgers analyst, to talk college hoops when the time came. And Richie, the time is here.
Yeah, heck of a season, up and down. What a roller coaster ride. Jeez, it was interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, it was. I'll say this, though, and I understand where some of the analysts and fans come from when they say, well, even if they didn't get in, it was still a really exciting season, that kind of stuff. I get where they're coming from. But one of the things that I think you have to, a lot of other people, where other people come from, especially when you're a team in the New York media spotlight, not about the ride. It's about winning. It's about being successful. Yeah. Now, Rutgers isn't going to win any championships anytime soon.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Well, soon in college basketball, still they have a much better chance in football. But I'm talking like, at least a few years. I'm not talking 10 years. I think they could, maybe shrink it to like maybe 5 years. But the point is that I'm going to be disappointed if they lose on Wednesday night. I'm not going to consider it a success. To tell you the truth, anything less than a really good performance and a loss against Alabama will not make my season. I expect this team, and I think they're good enough, and I thought they would be good enough all season, especially now that the brackets are out. I expect them to face Texas Tech in a round 2 matchup, and if I don't get that, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's pretty accurate. I don't think this Notre Dame team is anything special. They're very obedient. They don't foul a lot, but they're nothing crazy to like rave about. It's one of Mike Bray's actually crappier teams, you want to put it like that, over his career down over in South Bend. But I think without a question they should be able to handle this team. Now the bigger issue is which Rutgers team shows up. We've seen this Rutgers team lose to Lafayette. We've seen this Rutgers team defeat number 1 Purdue. This is the most erratic team in college basketball, and I don't think there's any question about it. They go on a 4-game winning streak against all ranked Big Ten opponents. And then you go back to the beginning, and it's a 3-game losing streak to DePaul, UMass, Lafayette. And it's like, what the heck happened this year?
Well, the best I could figure out, and I felt this against Wisconsin in the second matchup at home, and I felt this against Iowa in the tournament, that this is just a team that plays better when they feel like they have something to prove.
Yeah.
And they had already beaten Wisconsin. So I was like, they're not going to sweep Wisconsin. They're just not. They're just not they're not that type of team. And then when they were playing Iowa, they beat Iowa. They're not going to sweep Iowa. So, and it happened. And so that's why I feel differently now, because they haven't played Notre Dame yet. They haven't played Alabama yet. So they still have things to prove against those teams. So I feel confident that from what I've seen this year, that they could beat these teams based on what I've seen.
Yeah, no, I mean, Steve Peichel came into the season saying this was his best team ever at Rutgers. And there were some question marks early on, especially with all the losses, but it clearly bounced back. But like you said, when their back's against the wall, that's when they play their best.
Yeah.
And then going into the last, I want to say 6, 7, probably 8 games around there, it looked like this team had to win at least like 5, maybe 6 just to get in. And it looked impossible. It was ranked opponent. And it's like, nope, I don't see this one happening, guys. I even said I have to eat a little bit of crow. I was on the boards posting like, I don't know if this one's going to happen. I think this is it. I think it's a wrap. Like, they just lost to, who was it at the time?
What, Nebraska?
I guess it was
Northwestern?
Northwestern. They lost to Northwestern. And I was just kind of like, I think you got to wrap it up. This is it. And all of a sudden, it's like they beat Michigan State convincingly by like 20-something points. Beat Ohio State, beat Wisconsin, beat Illinois. And I'm like, oh, my God, they might pull this off.
Well, the Wisconsin win was the one that I felt that they're going to do it. They're going to get in.
Yeah.
Because we
Road win.
saw that they had the rest of the schedule. We saw that, hey, if we could beat Wisconsin on the road, we could definitely split Illinois.
Yep.
We get them at home. And just the way the schedule was, you just felt. And I also felt that if they needed to win games in the tournament, I think they would have done it.
Yeah.
But they didn't need to win games. And I think in their heads, they did not need to win. They felt they were in. And the other thing that really is disappointing sometimes is because, you know, there are like 4 foundation pieces, like program historical pieces on this team. And it's so annoying that it has to be this hard. And you're thinking, well, what's going to happen when they're gone?
No,
I mean, he's got to do a better job of recruiting because this can't be the style for Steve Peichel going forward. He has got to figure out a way to get scorers, like easier scorers, bigger guys. And I understand his process. I do. And I'm not trying to say he's not a good coach. He's an excellent coach. But I don't want to deal with this every year, every couple of years where we're one of those, like, you know, grindy, tough teams to play that can't score, and it's always going to give our fans heartache. I don't want to deal with that. That's going to drive me crazy.
Yeah, I think I tweeted it out actually after the Indiana game, and it actually got a lot of traction and replies and stuff like that. And I was just like, Rutgers fans need to see like a cardiologist like once a week. Like, this is this is insane. Like the Indiana game, for example, it's like they're going up, Rutgers is up, they're going up, Rutgers is up, back and forth, and I'm just like, dude, people are gonna have a heart attack.
And now the tournament, so just imagine.
I know, and it's gonna be fun though. I think they have a pretty good shot of winning Notre Dame.
Yep.
I think they
do. They're better than Notre Dame.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I think they have a good shot against Alabama too. I don't think Alabama's anything special.
You know what I'm
Tech,
afraid
on the
of?
other hand, that's that. If you play Tech,
I'm not.
I don't know.
That's why I want to get to play Tech, because then it's okay. Now I can relax. I'm going to enjoy the game. Sure, it's going to be, you know, who knows? It's like Houston. Maybe we take a lead and then our hearts start to go crazy. But I'll accept that loss. But I just cannot accept losing to Notre Dame or Alabama. I'm just not going to accept it. And by the way, the thing that does scare me is hearing Jay Billis and now hearing this another expert, national expert picking Rutgers to win a college. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to. I hope they're not reading the news clippings.
Yeah, Andy Katz has him make. Andy Katz is like one of the biggest Rutgers guys there is.
Noticed.
He's like,
he
has him playing Tech. Like you said, Bios has him playing Tech. There's a lot of people that like this Rutgers 6-11 matchup. Well, and I'm not shocked. I kind of understand why. Yeah. Like they're just teams.
You should look at them on paper, and they should beat these teams.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm intrigued to see what happens. It's the tournament's always the best time of the year anyway, so it doesn't matter. But now it just makes it a little more fun to see the team I'm covering is going to be in it. So
yeah, thank goodness. It could have been worse because if this team with these players did not make it, oh my goodness, that would have been. Ugh. But you know what? And I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but I don't think there's any doubt that he's bringing in a couple of recruits next year.
Oh yeah, he's got 2 signings.
I mean transfers. Excuse me, transfers.
Oh, transfers. Yeah,
you cannot win with the roster he has right now next year.
They hosted Lafayette, ironically, Lafayette center who entered the transfer portal the other day. He's pretty decent. I think he averages like 14, 7, and 4, mind you, Patriot League.
Sounds like a Peichel guy though.
Yeah, exactly. Seven footer though, so I mean a little back up to Cliff, and that's all you need. So
now we need a scorer though. We need a transfer scorer somewhere. They're all over the place. Transfers.
I know. They need a transfer wing. They need a true point guard.
Yep.
Let Paul play off ball, and we don't have to get too in depth, but they need a lot for next year.
We'll have time to talk about it. Okay, so let's talk about the rest of college basketball. So, and I'm going to ask you because I haven't filled out my bracket yet. You haven't, even though you have a pretty good idea of what you're going to do. So and I'm going to give my picks and do that with Mark on the show tomorrow. But I wanted to pick your brain some more. So I'm going to ask you some questions here. Okay, give me a 6 seed or higher to win the national championship.
6 seed or higher to win the national championship. I'm trying to look at the bracket right now. That's a tough one. That's a real tough one.
Yeah, 6 seeds or higher don't normally win the championship. That's why. So.
Yeah, no.
Matter of fact, the last time a 4 seed or higher won the national championship, do you know?
Mm-hmm. No.
1997, 4 seed Arizona.
Huh.
So 6 seeds or higher.
That's one I actually really like to go all the way in Arizona, but obviously
What do you,
Not
oh,
a
yeah, as a
not
1 seed
not
now,
a
though.
4 seed, but
Yeah.
yeah. I don't. Or you said 6 seed or lower,
Six
or 6
seed
seed or
or
higher?
lower, sure. Or higher.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's actually a really good one. Because there's so many borderlines that like the 5 seeds. Like I like Iowa a lot. I'm very
Yeah, they're
biased with
hot.
6 seed,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
it's just like it's a 5 seed.
I'm willing to give that to you, though. That's okay. You like, I agree. That's a good one. I like that, Iowa.
I might have to take the Iowa one. Either Iowa at 5, Ohio State at 7. They're very sneaky. They have an interesting team because they play really good at times, and then they play really. It's the same thing as Rutgers. They play really bad at times, and it sucks because the Big Ten kind of just beats up on each
Yeah,
other, and it's
yeah.
hard to get a gauge of who's real, who's not. UNC
But
is a
Ohio State's
nice
got to
sleeper
play
team.
Loyola, though.
Yeah, I don't think Loyola's. Yeah.
You know what? You know what's got to suck is to be a Drake fan. You have
Yeah.
a halfway. I mean, they had a halfway decent resume.
Yeah.
They had beaten Loyola twice,
Mm-hmm.
and now
And then the
they're
loss.
expected to beat him a third time. And just because they
Yeah.
don't, Loyola gets into the tournament, they don't.
Yeah.
That's gotta blow to be a Drake fan.
So here I'll give you 2 names that I like actually, 6 or lower.
Okay,
Michigan State, because obviously it's Tom Izzo.
absolutely.
At the end of the day,
This is a
they have
good
a
year for
decent
him
program.
to go far because nobody's expecting
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And Izzo in March, it just makes sense. The other one, I really like UNC. I think they're actually a pretty decent team. I got
Really?
a chance to watch a lot of their games. My buddy's a big UNC fan, so of course it's like Rutgers on this TV, UNC
Okay,
on
so
this
you hear a
TV.
lot
So
about. Oh, so you watch a lot of North Carolina.
yeah, I
Okay.
watch a lot of them. I hear him in the background, always chirping, and he's like, "Oh, we're winning, you're not."
What is
And
it?
it's like,
What
all
is
right,
it
dude,
that they?
relax.
What is it that they have then that you think is what you need to go far?
They pretty much replaced Walker Kessler pretty easily, it seemed like, and they just have it's UNC at the end of the day. You're gonna always have the top tier recruits each year. Hubie Davis has done a solid job. I wouldn't say a great job, but they actually play pretty good defense too as well. So I mean, they're not a bad program, but mind you, this is just me picking a program that's 6 seed or lower. So
Absolutely.
it's
Yes.
this is a crapshoot right
Yes.
now.
And by the way, they're playing a very tough 9 seed in Marquette.
Yes,
And
it's not an easy game by any
and how
means.
about this? Because I did my own tournament report before the 2019 tournament, and I haven't done one since. So I've looked back at my notes. I updated them over the last 2 tournaments, and what I see here is that 9 seeds have won 8 of the last 12
Okay,
in the last 3 tournaments over 8 seeds.
that's
That shows
interesting.
you how tough that and it makes sense. 8, 9 seeds,
Yeah.
it could be either way. So
Yeah, and I could see a couple more this year between that game. Maybe Marquette could probably upset them. I see Creighton beating San Diego State, so there's another one right there. Seton Hall I like, so I'm not gonna like say it's gonna be upset, but it's possible. TCU's dangerous.
yeah, I'm actually intrigued about some like matter of fact, the conference that Rutgers is playing, the ACC. I mean, ACC definitely is down this year. I don't think there's any question about that.
No,
And I think the
Okay.
SEC is kind of down as well this year.
Mhm.
Even though I was surprised that Texas A&M did not make the tournament, I will say that
Yeah, I don't understand that one over Notre Dame.
over Notre Dame. And by the way, thank goodness, because imagine if we had to play Texas A&M instead of Notre Dame.
Oh, then you're getting like that's
Now
a
we're
toss.
sweating it out.
That's a
Now we're
toss one.
going, uh
Yeah.
oh, are we even going to get out of the first 4?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me because Texas A&M literally beat Notre Dame. And they had like
They did.
similar resumes. Yeah, but Texas A&M had a slightly better resume. I know someone, Brad Watchell, he's a bracketologist on Twitter, put out like it's like those anonymous. It's like Team A's resume, Team B's resume,
Yeah.
and every single reply, it's like Team B, Team B, Team B, Team B, Team B, Team B's Texas A&M, Team A's Notre Dame.
Oh wow, they beat Kentucky. Okay, wow, they did one thing. Anybody could do one thing. You got to give them. You got to ask them to do more than just one thing.
I know it's interesting. They've lost. They lost to Indiana. They lost to Illinois, A&M, Boston
Here we
College.
are
Like, they're not
trashing them, and if we lose on Wednesday night, it's
oh, then just delete this video, get rid of it.
delete the season. Okay,
Yeah.
8 seed
Okay.
or higher to get to the Final Four. Keeping in mind, this is easier, by the way, than winning the national championship because
Slightly, it's still pretty high.
no, it is. But how about this? You have 2 things. Well, actually, you have. If we look at it, let me go to here. We go. 7 seed or higher, and if you want, we could go 7. 7 seed or higher has reached the Final Four 7 of the last 8 tournaments, with 10 making it over the last 10 years, including, of course, we all know about UCLA's run last year as an 11 seed. So let's go with a 7 seed to the Final Four.
So I'm not going to use the cop-out answer because Michigan State is that
7 seed. Excuse me, 7 seed or higher. It's not a 7 seed. It's 7 seed or higher.
So I won't use the cop-out answer of Michigan State because that one we just kind of talked about.
Okay.
Seton Hall is not that bad. I think they have a decent team. Jared Rhoden's pretty good. He put up I think actually Rutgers held him pretty well in the first half. They played each other. The second half, he just exploded for I think another 15. I think he put up 24, 25 total. But regardless, they have a decent team. They're tall. All
the way.
Obiagu is their pretty good big man. Jameer Harris is one of the best three-point shooters in the country. Kadari Richmond, transfer from Syracuse, has upped his level of game since leaving Jim Boeheim last year.
Okay.
And Kevin Willard's a very good coach at the end of the day.
Keeping in mind that they would have to beat out Arizona to get there. And Tennessee and Villanova.
Yeah, that's a real tough one.
All right, go ahead. Give me another one.
Let me think right now, real quick.
I'm gonna see if I can throw one in there as well. How about USC? Why not USC doing it again? Think they could get hot again in the Midwest? I mean, the Midwest might be the bracket where you could see something happening because I always I don't ever believe in Kansas.
No,
they can get beat early. It happens a lot.
Providence, I think so.
Providence will get. I think they might even lose against South Dakota State.
Yeah, putting it in the nicest way possible. They are the biggest group of frauds I've ever watched in college basketball. They are so close to losing every single game, and they just pull it out slightly. If you go on KenPom, they're actually the number 1 ranked luckiest team in college.
Okay, too bad we weren't playing.
This bracket, I don't like.
Look at that. You got LSU without a coach as a 6 seed. Wisconsin can lose to anybody because of their offense, and Auburn. They haven't been very good lately either as a 2 seed.
I'm more intrigued to see if LSU could pull this off without a coach.
Pull off a win?
Or an interim coach. I think I think a lot of people are going to pick that upset right away. But I think they're still talented enough that they should be able to beat, Iowa State. So I think they win that one. But after that, I don't see them getting past Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin might sneak that bracket right there. Or Iowa. It could be a Big Ten matchup for that.
Iowa's a good play in that region, aren't they?
Yeah, Iowa got lucky. Very, very lucky. And it's insane because I think they were the 5 seed in the Big Ten tournament, and they're 5 seed in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, right. How crazy is that?
It's nuts. But
all right, let's see. That's the Midwest. Where else? How about in the East? Anybody in the East? Do you believe in Murray State or San Francisco, the winner of that game?
Murray State's sneaky. I don't know much about San Fran. I think it's their 3rd, 4th time ever in the tournament, something like that. Something crazy.
Sworn.
I like Indiana
to
win that
by both Gonzaga and St. Mary's.
I think Indiana wins that playing game, and then I do think they defeat UCLA. So I think they're going to be playing Baylor in that 3rd round probably. I think Indiana's sneaky good. Trace Jackson Davis is very, very talented. I think he's a lottery pick right now, projected. So I mean, that says everything right there.
Well, one team from the Final Four is going to make a run. I mean, from the first 4 is going to make a run. So
yeah.
We hope it's Rutgers, but if it's Indiana, who are they playing again? Indiana, if they win,
Wyoming in the play-in, then they play St. Mary's, who's talented. They are very good.
They could beat St. Mary's. Sure.
They beat Gonzaga, but I think they beat St. Mary's, and then UCLA is a tough one.
Okay.
And then that's where you get the old Big Ten reunion between Miles Johnson and Indiana.
Here's one. How about Virginia Tech?
Potential, but like you just said, the ACC's been down this year, so it's so tough. This is actually one of the toughest brackets I've ever had to actually look at and make these picks.
Don't you think that this could be a year where we get some surprises? Not early, because we always get early surprises. Actually, maybe we get some surprises into the Final Four.
Yeah, I could see it. The issue here is like I said, I'm a Big Ten homer. I love the Big Ten. They always screw me over every single year in the tournament.
Yeah.
I get so hyped up. I'm like, these guys are so good. I just watched them all season. They beat up in each other. It's fun. And then they're all tired as could be. And when it comes to tournament time, I think they got 9 teams last year. I think 2 of them advanced into the second round.
You remember the last time the Big Ten won a championship, right?
It's a while ago.
20. Let's see. I think it's 22 years. Yep.
Jeez.
And that was when they beat when it was Michigan State winning in the year 2000.
That hurts. That
That's
stings.
for a conference like the Big Ten. That is crazy.
Yeah, but then again, I could see a Tom Izzo team just sneaking it out this year, and then all of a sudden, I could see him calling it quits if he wins it. Just go out on top.
Yeah.
Everyone else is. I mean, Coach K's done. How we didn't talk about it before. How great would it be for Rutgers fans to take out Coach K? Last game of the year forever for Coach K's career.
But that would be in the Elite Eight.
Rutgers. I know, but that would just be.
Come on now.
It'd be pretty funny just to see.
Being in the Elite Eight. How crazy would that be?
Of all teams, though, to take out Coach K, Rutgers.
Let's see. Yeah. Well, Coach K and Izzo in the second round. That could be the right guy to take out Coach K is Izzo.
Yeah, that's right there. It's right there for the taking.
Yep. Okay. So then, and how about in the South? Well, you said Seton Hall, and then in the West, besides Rutgers, you said Michigan State. Give me someone else other than Michigan State that you like. That's a low seed.
Might be showing my Jersey bias a little bit here, but that Hurley coach UConn team.
Okay.
They're decent. The Big East is good. At the end of the day, like they are a good conference. You can argue they might be the second best conference right now.
You think so?
Behind. I mean, if you're going based on
sure
numbers wise, I guess the Big Ten got 9 teams. But again, they always falter in the tournament. And then the Big East was second, I think, with 6 or 7, something like that.
So you think the Big East is going to have a good run during this tournament?
I do. I actually do. Okay. I think the Big East is a very, very good conference. Adding UConn to the conference is huge. You already have all the Catholic schools that are all pretty good. They did upset Auburn early year, and not a lot of people remember that because no one wants to bring up the November games because blah blah blah. They don't count. Yada yada yada. But they did beat Auburn.
Yeah, they don't count. Remember, we're Rutgers fans.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But they beat Auburn. They beat Villanova. They beat Xavier, Seton Hall.
So Connecticut's another one.
Yeah.
There are 5. So Connecticut and Iowa, we'll put them together as really dangerous 5 seeds.
Yes, very dangerous 5 seeds. I would argue.
And by the way, what did anybody ask? I didn't hear if anybody asked the question to like anybody in the committee whether or not they took into consideration that Gio was hurt in one of the games. Well, actually, in 2 of those games that they lost early. Mm-hmm. Yeah, did you hear anything on that?
No, I don't think. I haven't heard anything really. The committee really doesn't talk to many media members. They'll talk to like the CBS or Andy Katz or something like that. Now they're not going to go in detail about teams. They're just going to be like, "Oh yeah, we made great picks." Blah blah blah. Like, why'd you leave out A&M? Well, resume. Blah 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 blah. It's all coach speak at the end of the day. Oh. They're never going to release any like type of analytics onto how they actually pick these teams, and that's why I think everyone gets a little PO'd because you look at Rutgers net and it's like, what the heck? Like, and then you look at the next net and it's like, okay, like where are we going with this?
Yeah. Well, if Rutgers didn't make it to the tournament, it was gonna be the stamp that officially says that this is all about computers.
Yep.
And so I'm glad they won. I mean, they got in just because of that, because they have got to, you have got to have some sort of eye test and understanding of whether or not you believe a team is good or not. And I'm glad that happened. Okay, double-digit seed to make the Final Four.
Double digits. Let's see.
And again, what happens. We just talked about it. So a double-digit seed to go all the way to the Final Four. If we start in the West, let's see. Well, we're not going to say Rutgers. That's too easy.
No, this is where I struggle. I would have loved to pick Princeton because you knew they would have got a double-digit seed, and then they just had to lose the Ivy League tournament final.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish they would have won that because they had a really good shot at making some noise. They got a couple transfers that are just entered the portal that are going to be very, very good, and I think Rutgers is going to take an eye on.
Awesome.
Or at least look into a couple of them.
The more transfers, the better. How about Yale against Purdue? I mean, Yale's at least been a successful program for the past 5 or 6 years, so couldn't this be their time finally to make a run?
I think Purdue's way too good.
Okay.
Purdue might be might just be my champ, to be honest. They are very, very good. But again, I'm so iffy on it because the Big Ten always screws me over in the tournament.
Yeah. Maybe you should not. Yeah. You probably shouldn't do that.
I shouldn't, but it's just like it's so tempting. I was watching this team like all year long, and like they're built too. They're big. Travion Williams down low at the 4, and then Zach Edey, who's 7'4" at center. And
what's the biggest issue then?
consistency, like any other Big Ten team. It's up and down.
And they would have to beat, again, the double digit seeds that they could have to play are not going to be easy. Yale, like I just said, Virginia Tech is possible if they beat Texas.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be an easy run for Purdue against those types of seeds. Okay, what
Yeah.
about, well, you said Indiana in the East. So you think Indiana is a double-digit seed that can make a run all the way to the Final Four?
Not all the way. I don't know if they'll be able to beat Baylor. I might see the UCLA upset. The Baylor one's tough. Baylor's a very good team. I know they lost their conference tournament or whatever. They got beat by Oklahoma, I think, in the semifinals, finals, whatever it was.
Who's that?
In the Big 12.
Baylor, Oklahoma, correct.
Yeah. They got beat
and they
by,
have their top player that's not even playing, right?
Yeah, so it's interesting, but they're a very good coach team too. So it's like I don't know. I don't see Indiana making a little run there. That bracket's a little weird because I think for the most part it might just stay like favorites all the way until like maybe the Sweet 16 when you get like a Purdue Kentucky. I could see an upset.
How about this? The last repeat champion was in 2007. That was Florida. Okay, so it doesn't happen very often. The last defending champion to make it past the Sweet 16. Now, I have to check the last 2 years because going into 2019... Oh, that's right. That's the reason I didn't update it, because you can't because of the COVID season.
Yeah.
So, again, how about that? Isn't that strange? That Florida, back in 2007, was the last defending champion to make it past the Sweet 16. So that's telling you that Baylor is not going to make it past the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I could see UCLA or maybe in Indiana. Maybe that's your Indiana run right there.
Could happen.
They get past UCLA and they might be able to get past a Baylor team.
All right, Midwest. How about Richmond? Because they're a veteran team. I was shocked that it took them all season to put them in that spot that they needed to win the tournament, because they had that was a team that was expected to definitely be in the tournament this season, but they completed the run. Veteran team, won some big games. Unfortunately, they got to play Iowa to start. That is a terrible matchup. I wish that was a 12-5 in a different matchup the way Iowa's playing, because I could see Richmond winning against a couple of other. I could see them beating St. Mary's. But and maybe even Houston, because they're not 100%. But I just can't see them beating Iowa.
No, I think Iowa's way too good there. Fran McCaffrey has his guys playing at a different level. Jordan Bohannon looks phenomenal. I don't know if you saw him in the Big Ten final. He just exploded onto the scene. Everyone kind of knew who he was, but he's got that veteran presence too. He's been in the tournament a couple times. That's always going to help, kind of calm the nerves for everybody too. They're just a very good team. It's so tough because I want to pick Iowa out of this bracket. I want to pick Purdue out of that bracket. I'm like, I know I'm doing it again. Like,
don't do it.
Here we go.
Won't happen. All right. What about in the South? Michigan. See, I'm going to go back to the Big Ten. Michigan predicted to win the conference when the season began. Is an 11 seed.
Faltered.
And so, what about their chances? They'd have to play Tennessee in the second round, or could UAB make a run as a 12 seed?
So regarding Michigan, it's weird because it's weird to call it an upset because they're technically every Big Ten team is favored right now.
Yeah. In
the tournament, so that's why it's like I want to pick them. They're favored against Colorado State.
I don't think Rutgers.
I think Colorado State pulls this one off. I think Michigan's a little overrated. I think they kind of proved it over the past couple weeks. Juwan Howard faltered it big time in the tournament, and then he got the stupid suspension too, so that's not helping things.
They're not going. Yeah.
I think that locker room's probably a little bit of a mess right now. I'd be intrigued to see if they even keep Howard after this offseason. I know he's an alum, a notable alum, but that whole situation just speaks for itself. I could see Colorado State winning that one.
It's tough. Maybe Rutgers and Indiana might be the two teams. Rutgers. I'm not even going to mention them. So let's say Indiana. What about Davidson if they upset Michigan State?
They just lost to Richmond, didn't they, recently?
Yeah, but again, Richmond is a veteran team. They're a good team.
That's true, but
Davidson... they would play Duke again. I think Duke is going down early, and they're in the same section as Alabama. Their biggest test would be Duke and Texas Tech.
Yeah,
So
that Davidson, I'm not really nothing special. I mean,
they
they're
could score. That's about it.
yeah.
But they can't
I could see
defend.
them up.
So
They could upset Michigan State. But yeah, I mean, nothing crazy. I'm looking at their resume right now. 9-1 in Q3, 11-0 Q4. They don't play really that many tough opponents, so I think a tough opponent would probably just wear them down
yeah,
at that point and kind of win out.
yeah, they could probably get hot for one game.
I could see
Then
that.
that's it.
Yeah,
Maybe
I could see a
Virginia
Vermont.
Tech is an 11th seed in the East.
Virginia Tech. Where am I looking? East, East,
They're
East.
playing
Yeah,
Texas
yeah, that's possible. Vermont. I think Vermont could do it.
against
The
Arkansas.
the, the
I don't like the matchup because Arkansas has got athletes that Vermont
yeah.
just I don't know they're going to be able to hang with them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but they do have a pretty good
They
team
do.
from what I was reading about. I think it's their first time in the tournament, and it might be ever actually. The more I think about it,
What's that?
Vermont, first time ever.
No, no, no. They're
No,
you're probably
they've
thinking
been
about
there
another
before.
team.
Yeah,
No,
they're one.
Vermont
I
is
forget.
in
One
the
of them is
America
their first.
East. They're like a juggernaut in that
Gotcha.
conference.
Yeah, I'm looking at their out of conference slate.
No,
Nothing
they haven't beaten
special.
anybody.
They lost Maryland, and Maryland's not that good this year, so that's self-explanatory. Somehow, barely lost to Providence, who again, luckiest team in the country. Somehow, I
How
don't get it. Uh,
about St. Peter's? Speaking of New Jersey teams, do you think St. Peter's can keep it close with Kentucky?
no,
No.
but Shaheen Holloway, when he was at Seton Hall, did help them beat Kentucky at one point. So it's like,
Okay.
I don't think so. I think there's zero shot. I love the fact that St. Peter's made it. I think he's a really good coach. I think he's actually going to get a job. I know a new job this offseason. I know Rick Pitino kind of mentioned his name mentioned Holloway as a potential candidate or the perfect quote unquote candidate for the UMass job that just opened up.
Oh, or
I
UMass.
could
You can
see
get a better
if
job
Seton
than
Hall
that,
opens
can't
up.
you?
Well, if Kevin Willard leaves, then Seton Hall opens up.
There you
I could
go.
see Holloway going right back there. Heck of a recruiter,
Why
guy knows
not?
how to develop talent, and makes sense.
Okay, give me a. No, I tell you what. Go ahead and give me your picks, your final four picks, as of right now that you're thinking.
As of
Not
right
not set in
now,
stone, but this is what
yeah,
you're thinking.
I got you. Probably Texas Tech. Rutgers fans
Ooh,
are gonna hate me for
okay,
that one.
Texas Tech.
They just play an unbelievable defense. It's insane.
Okay.
And end of the day, what wins championships? Defense. So,
Hey, if we can
uh,
if Rutgers can match up with Texas Tech, that could be one ugly game.
oh yeah, it's gonna be like a 50-48 or something.
Yeah.
But I'd probably say Texas Tech. Purdue. I don't think there's a question in
Oh,
that one.
he's going with the Big Ten team.
I think I'm suckered in
So you're
there.
taking Purdue over Iowa because you're not putting two Big Ten. I'm not going to allow
No,
you to
I
put
can't. I
two
can't
Big
do
Ten
that.
teams in the Final
I
Four.
thought about it. I'm very close to it too. I'm ignoring that bracket for now. The South, I'd probably I don't know. Villanova's pretty good. Tennessee, I think, is overrated.
Why? Why do you think Tennessee's overrated?
It's just Tennessee.
You're just so used to Rick Barnes
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
Tennessee, the combination.
exactly.
They're going to just
Yep.
figure out a way to.
I mean, they beat Longwood, of course. I don't see them. I don't see Longwood
Yeah.
winning, but I think Villanova's pretty good. I'd probably go Villanova there just to be
Okay.
safe. They're always good.
So you're
Collins
not
West.
impressed with Arizona then?
No, but I love Villanova. I'm biased to the local teams a little bit. Colin Gillespie's phenomenal for them. They just have a heck of a lineup up to down. Jay Wright's arguably top 5 coach in the country, maybe
Absolutely.
something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so no question there. And then I think Auburn as a 2 seed
Auburn.
probably they probably should have got that 1 seed, but
Okay.
I'll have to go Auburn just because I can't pick Iowa. I can't do two
No,
Big
you
Ten.
can't. Let me pick
So
Iowa.
yeah.
I'll pick Iowa out of the Midwest. I think that's the way I'm
Yeah.
going to go. Probably take Iowa in the Midwest, and
Yeah.
not sure what I'm going to do with the other ones, but that might be
Yeah.
the way to
So-
go.
Yeah, so Tech, Purdue, Nova, Auburn.
Tech, Purdue, Nova, Auburn. Got it.
It's a little ballsy to pick two 3 seeds, two 2 seeds, but
Well, again,
here we
that's why
are.
I was asking you about which teams could make a run,
It's tough.
because they're going to
But-
make a run. There's going to
Yeah.
be some of these low seeds that always make a run, and that's.
Of
How
course.
about give me the lastly? Give me your biggest upset in the first
Biggest
round.
upset in the first round? Let's see.
Biggest upset in the first round.
Biggest upset. I don't know if it's really an upset if Indiana beats St. Mary's, but that's one.
let me see. As far as the seedings,
It's
we know 1 versus
5-12.
16. We know the thing there. Well, Ohio State lost to Oral Roberts last year, so that was a 2-15.
Okay.
By the way, the last 2 15 seeds to beat a 2 seed, the 2 seeds came from the Big Ten.
See, I told you they screw me over every year.
There was a 14 seed last year, Abilene Christian over Texas.
Yes, I do remember that actually. Maybe Longwood pulls it off as a 14.
And 5 4 seeds have lost the last 3 tournaments. They're just 7-5 against the 13 seed. How about that?
Okay. Interesting.
So underrated 13 seeds. Not gonna, is there a 13 seed to win?
South Dakota State, Providence, frauds. So you have to just go South Dakota State right there. The Jackrabbits. I think they could pull this one off. I think they got this.
And their odds are probably going to be good. They're probably going to be a double-digit dog.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll have to go
money line on South Dakota State.
Yeah, there you go. Money line. We got to go check the sports book on that one.
Well, that's what I'm going to do with Marc Lawrence at playbook.com. So we're going to talk about these odds tomorrow and give our official picks. But yeah, that's
one. That's one right there. I like that one.
13 seed. I like it.
We'll see what happens there.
All right. Great job, Richie. And if Rutgers does advance into the round, what would it be? It would be Texas Tech would be the second round.
Second round, yeah.
So if they do advance,
that would be Sunday.
Oh, that would be Sunday.
Yep.
That's right. It comes so quick now that we're in the first 4.
Yeah, so they win Wednesday. They play Friday night in San Diego. They win in San Diego. Then they play, I think, San Fran on Sunday.
Oh, so if they win this game, the Alabama game is out west. That's right.
Yep, which is like, woohoo.
You think the fan base will be able to travel?
I don't know. A lot of them are out to Dayton right now, from what I'm hearing. I know 2 of our site's writers are actually on the road currently. Chris Nowalski and Craig Epstein are doing a 9-hour drive to Dayton. I give them credit because I can't do it.
Well, 9 hours, that's a long.
I know. I told him, I was like, oh, dude, that's enjoy.
Especially when it's a first 4 game, you know.
I know. That's why I was very iffy on it.
If that would have been like a Texas Tech game.
Yeah, they make San Diego. It's going to be hard to not go out there for even a day.
San Diego, that's right. A little fast trip out there. I wonder what the flight, maybe get a cheap flight. Who knows?
Cheap.
Oh, actually, it would be short notice.
2 days prior, cheap.
That's true. Short notice.
Yeah.
But it is San Diego.
Yeah, that's true. So got to check it out, I guess.
And you're going to cover the team how on your show?
We're going to have a lot of live tweets on YouTube. We're going to have a live stream after the games. Like I said, 2 of my guys are live in Dayton right now.
Awesome.
So they'll be there covering the game. Yeah, we kind of got it all covered from just about every aspect. We have YouTube shows. We got everything. Spotify.
Post-game show then, correct?
Yeah, that's most likely going to do a post-game show following
both games.
As long as it's not both games.
All 3 games this week.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, as long as everything goes to plan, that's what we're hoping for.
Oh, it's better.
Yeah,
we're going to be one angry fan base.
Yeah, so I mean, if you guys don't already, follow us on Twitter, YouTube, any social media, Rutgers Rivals, simple enough. Check out the site. We got a message board full of diehards that are going nuts right now. So
as well, we should.
Yeah,
this is the opportunity. So let's hope they can leave an even bigger legacy than what they've left. They've left a really good legacy, but they've got the ability to leave a really good one. And we're not asking them to get to the Elite 8. We're just asking them to just win a couple of games. All we're asking. That's it.
No,
it doesn't ask much.
Yeah.
We're just beat a couple of teams that you're supposed to beat, that you're capable of beating. That's all.
Yeah, get the Rutgers name out there a little bit, and we'll see what happens. I think they have a good shot.
Yeah, I do, and unfortunately, the word's getting out, and that's always scary.
Hey,
so
it's not a bad thing, though.
No, it's not. Good publicity, and hopefully it'll help the transfers that are thinking of where should I go. There's some spots open at Rutgers. So
there you go.
That's all that matters. First things first. Let's definitely win that game on Wednesday night.
Yep, so, can't look past it. No, that's the big worry.
No, that's just first things first. So let's get off to a good start too. That's very important.
Yes, very huge. But
No cold shooting in the first half, and they're down by 7 or 8, and they're gonna make
missing
it
free throws
yeah,
and
no.
yeah.
They get off to a 8 or 10 point lead themselves early. To me, they should be able to close that out.
Yeah, I think they should be able to pull this one off pretty easily, and then you get to rub it a little bit in Mike Bray's face.
I heard about that. So
yeah, that was an interesting story to say the least.
Well, why not? Anything,
shut it down.
Anything for motivation and little good rivalry there, since we don't really have one with Notre Dame. So
yeah,
and hey, if it's the football programs, you know which way that game's going. So this is our opportunity to step on Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's it, and get some fans back, hopefully.
Yeah, that would be nice. All right, sounds good, Richie. Appreciate it. Great job. We'll talk, and maybe we'll be able to talk to you again before the tournament's over. I know how busy your schedule is.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll figure something out.
Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it.